you know, they always say don't judge a book by its cover, but with movies, a lot of times you did judge it by the cover. A lot, you know, you go to a fucking rental store, you go to a variety store, whatever it is, you see all these crazy covers, and you're like, man, what the fuck is that? So, with that being said, this is gonna be the Video Homicide poster collection because the reason I'm showing this is because I'm moving, and I don't know if these will ever all be displayed at my new place, but I wanted to get them, you know, get them captured, you know, on film. So we're gonna start off with this one. This is we're gonna start it off with all sort of custom posters that I've made over the years. So here's a Walking Dead poster that has you know, a bunch of random stickers on it. A lot of these stickers on this one are actually ones that I made or printed off myself. Like, just for an example, I know you're not going to really be able to see these ones that great, but I'm going to do my best to guide you through it. So if you take a look at the right here, we got some of the artwork that Mike Matei did for the James Rolfe episodes, the Godzilla and the Ninja Turtles. We got Fulci Lives, which is put out by Ebon Press. Some other Monster Madness stuff. We got a fucking Planet Fitness sticker there, right, with a Shaw Brothers sticker. Rabbit Dog Films. You know, the Cucumbas. If you've never seen the movie Hardball with Keanu Reeves, it's really fucking, you know, it's whatever. People hate it, but I really like it. So that's going to be the first one right there. Pretty trip seeing this one like this because for the most part, it was on the back of a door, so I never really got to take a good look at it. This one, however, I did take a lot of looks at, and I'm actually not going to show this one because there's stuff written on here that is not for the fucking public information. I guess I could say. Maybe I'll cover that up and show that at the end. Right here, this is the oldest one to date. Needs to be taped up in certain spots, but this started off as a Bob Marley poster. And as you can see, you cannot really tell it was once a Bob Marley poster. I just heard something drop. I don't know what it was. Oh, it was the other one. All right, we're golden. Okay, so this is ridiculous, all right? There's too much stuff. Okay, I got to point out this one photo, though, okay? This photo right here of all these basketball players, that's my little brother right there, okay? This is from when he was maybe like 5 years old, 6 years old. He's now like 21 years old, and he's now 6'4". So I would love to recreate this photo if I could, because these are, as far as I know, these are accurate to all the basketball players' actual heights. There's a photo of me right there with a G-Unit shirt on in like 2004, back in the day. Oh, that little photo of me is really blurry, but you can see a bunch of stuff, bunch of cigar bands, photos of Richie. Okay, and a couple of cool pieces of history right here. I hope that the microphone wasn't totally blown out when I'm close to it like that. I have a feeling it might have been, but, you know, we'll deal with it. Right here we got a John Carpenter double feature. This was Halloween and the Thing. We got to see that at the Highland Cinema. That was fucking dope. Here's a photo of Richie, who is no longer with us, smoking a hot dog. Okay, but I'm gonna actually not front. For the longest time, I told people that was a huge joint. But in reality, it was a hot dog, and he was just taking the photo to be funny. But this was the first photo to go on here, and this is from Grandma's Boy. This is cut out of a High Times magazine from that era, which I love that movie, Grandma's Boy. If you haven't seen that shit, check it out. There's my buddy Sean, if you can see the guy making the disgusted face there. All right, so moving on from those ones, we can get into some actual film posters. I'm going to take these off just because, you know, I don't want to mess them up. One thing I love about film posters and one thing I hate, I love how they look when they're on a wall in a frame, but I fucking hate having to, like, deal with them. You know, like, transporting them and shit. It's a nightmare. Like, it's such a nightmare. I don't know how I'm going to do this next couple of, we'll just go like this. Alright. We got Fistful of Dollars, alright, of course, by Sergio Leone. I don't really want to put a fucking hole in every one of these, but I got no other choice, because these posters are like, they're like rounded, or not rounded, they were rolled for a long time, so shit happens when you start rolling your posters. Shit that's not good. Here's a fun one. Nightmare on Elm Street, Part 3. I'm actually going to just transport this over here because it's going to be too hard to fucking stick them on every one. And like I said, I don't want to put a hole in every one of them. This is probably my favorite one. This will be going up at the new apartment for sure. We got Dawn of the Dead, of course. Fucking with one of the best lines of all time, when there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk the earth. Like, how accurate is that to these days, man? To this time that we live in. Fuck. Here's another classic. Fuck, they're sticking together here. Make sure this shit ain't zoomed in. Oh yeah, we're good. I'm gonna try to do this video so I don't need to edit it. We got Frankenstein. Of course, Boris Karloff was directed by James Whale in 1931 to go on to become the most iconic and recognizable monsters of motion picture history, man. Like, to me, that image is worth $1 million. This is another really cool poster by, I think it's probably drawn by Katsuhiro Otomo, but I could be wrong. This is for Akira, which is a great animated film out of 1988, I believe. My God, it's such a masterpiece. If you have not watched it, definitely check it out. And also take an extra step and read the books. There's 6 volumes. It's broken. You can also get like I think it was 28 or 30 issues that were colorized by an American colorist. And there's actually a really cool video on YouTube about that colorist. Here's a cool one. I believe this is Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla. If anyone can correct me if I'm wrong. I really like this one. This one will be going up as well. I just love everything about it. The only thing I don't like about this poster is, I don't know if I've mentioned this ever in the past, but I fucking despise this little baby fucking Godzilla guy, man. I hate him. I hate him. Like, Godzilla, one of my favorite movie monsters next to like Frankenstein and shit, but not the best track record when it comes to like good films. Like, if you're actually looking for like a good film, sure, they might be entertaining at parts, but Clockwork Orange, another classic. I never seen this poster before when I bought it. I'm gonna have to fix the top there. See, that's what happens when you fucking tack them up. At one point I had frames for all these bad boys, but you know, the frames, they just, if you're getting shitty $10 Walmart frames, they're only going to last as long as a shitty $10 Walmart frame will last, if you know what I'm saying. We only got a couple of more big posters, and then there's like a shitload of little tiny posters. Someone's fucking calling me right now. We got Evil Dead without the fucking credits. Oh, it's fucking Mike. I'll call his ass back after this one. Yeah, so Evil Dead without the credits. Kind of a pain in the ass, but I can live with it. I do prefer them with the credits. Here's another, like, amazing... who did this? They signed it right there. Matthews or something like that? This is Nightmare on Elm Street Part 1. Which is a fucking masterpiece of horror. And I never, ever noticed this until just now. There's a little mini Freddy Krueger face right there. That's trippy, man. Fuck, I'm probably blocking the whole goddamn thing, but... Wes Craven classic, of course, about a fucking nightmare demon, which is a very unique concept. So that's it for the large posters, so we're going to go ahead and switch over to a different view. Alright, so moving on to the smaller posters, we're going to start off with some stuff I picked up at Shock Stock over the years. This is for a movie called Devil's Night, which I believe premiered at Shock Stock. When it came out, which probably would have been around 2014-ish area. So make sure everything's nice and focused there. So I actually never got around to checking this movie out, but I've hung this poster for years, and it actually took me years to realize that there was a fucking face in that knife. Because it was just hung in a way that I don't know, I never really got a good look at it, and then when I was taking these down, I was like, what the fuck? Here's a cool one. So this is put out by the guys at Rabbit Dog Films, which you've probably heard of if you frequent the Shock Stock scene. If you're around London area, London and surrounding area, they put out a lot of movies. One of their best movies, I actually never got to see this one, but they put out a feature-length film called Versus the Dead, which I would highly recommend checking out. This is probably... I don't know what year this was, but There's a shock stock poster from who knows which year. Well, the year that this was definitely at Centennial Hall. Just to point out who was there, we had the people that I met. I should say I met Big Daddy. I met the guy from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. We walked past Tony Todd and locked eyes for a minute. But I don't know. That was around the era when I was kind of like not really wanting the autographs because I ended up having a bad experience with someone. It wasn't like a bad experience like they told us to fuck off or anything. It was just kind of like a prickish thing, and I wasn't into it. But like I said, that's around the time I stopped going for the autographs. Like, and seeing them with my own eyes was enough. You know what I mean? Like I'm good with that. Unless it's someone that I'm like, God damn it, I need to get their fucking autograph. And in hindsight, like the fucked up thing about that day was the way it worked out. Instead of doing the initial lap that everyone does when you get to a convention, I didn't do that. I just started buying random shit, and I ended up getting Big Daddy's autograph, and I would have I got Big Daddy's autograph, and I got this chick's autograph, who's like this fucking porn star. If I had known that this guy's autograph was going to be like $60, I would have said meh on them two, and just got Tony Todd, and just got Edwin Neal. But shit happens, right? Here's another shock stock poster. This was a cool year as well. This was the year that Kenny vs. Spenny was there, and Danny Hicks, rest in peace, was there. The original Jason Voorhees, Bill Zabub, of course, Lloyd Kaufman, and yeah, this was a really fun year. And a lot of cool movies premiered. There's none on that one, but on this one we had Frankenstein Created Bikers. That was premiering. And Dick Shark, I think, was a Bill Zabub movie. Like, these are all like the majority of these movies are like made for a certain niche audience. They're not made for everybody. So if a movie like Dick Shark just looks like insane to you, that's fine. But let it be known someone is going to be in love with that title. And that's the cool part about like this subculture of like horror collecting, movie collecting, all that stuff. It's ripe for all types of walks of life. Here's a couple of like random things. Like, there's a photo of me directing my little brother on the set of one of my short films called Afro Death. And you can see he's got the gun in hand, he's throwing the knife. There's me with the camera. Got the fucking table with the beer. I even went as far as like putting black tape around the beer because I didn't want any kind of hassle. I still probably would do that. Matter of fact, I have done that recently. So much for not wanting to edit this video. It's fun though. Anyway, here's a small one. This one I'll probably end up tossing, to be quite honest, because, or I might make something out of it because there's a lot of holes in this. This was a basement photo, as I call it. So was this one, Enter the Dragon. I actually printed these off with my shitty inkjet printer on like this photo paper. Some of them turned out really nice. Some of them turned out like shit. For the most part now, when I'm printing stuff, I'll go to a professional just to get it done right. This is a blast from the past, really old. It's the one of two surviving copies of this. I mentioned Richie earlier. I made this right after he passed away. You know, he wasn't a traditional like scratching DJ, but he loved his music. He had his turntables down there. He had his, like, you know, so that means a lot to me. As simple as that may look, there's a lot of heavy-hearted weight. You know what I'm saying? It means a lot. Here's a poster I designed for one of my documentaries called Vinyl: A Collector's Item. I made that in collaboration with my friend Taylor Pleward. Shout out to Taylor, man. Hope you're doing good. That was a really fun experience for me. To me, this was the funnest experience I had making any video ever. Working with someone who was on the same page as me in terms of wanting to get shit done, wanting it to look good. And I think the documentary turned out really well done. So shout out to my dad. Shout out to Steve Malazan. What the fuck was his name? I forget. The one teacher at Fanshawe we got, and also the guy from Speed City Records. Here's a really cool poster. The original Godzilla, King of the Monsters. The only issue I have with this one, if you know me well, you might be able to know what my gripe is going to be, and that is that it's the Raymond Burr one. I wish that it was the Japanese one, Japanese text and all that stuff. But whatever. Going back to Rabbit Dog Films, here's this is another poster from that same movie called Intested. This one's actually autographed, and this one is what I call the nice version, okay? And what I mean by that is like, you know, Dear Bluntzilla video, I miss you so much, gory good times, like, and then just like quotes from the movie and stuff, and it's like, you know, like that's what you get, okay? But this is, when you're at Shock Stock, alright, and everyone busts each other balls on the regular, which I love. Oh, this is actually the other poster, but look at this one, okay? Phil likes Wang. I'm gay. Gay bar for their production company. Like, this is... Okay, some may take offense to that, but fuck off. That shit's funny, okay? And if you got a problem, don't watch my shit. This, I believe, was the second Shock Stock I went to. This was the first one I went to with my friend Mike. That's for sure. This is from 2014. Sid Haig, Garrett... Look at people that have passed away, man. All three of these people, I believe, are passed. Garrett Graham, Sid Haig. I believe this man, I think he passed away. There's Hal Dietrich from Evil Dead. Frankenhooker. Like, cool shit, man. This is like a random little thing that I made that has like a bunch of movies coming for rent, basically. So I'll give you a zoom in on that. You know, because back when I had the video store little setup downstairs, I had shit like this hanging all over the place. So there'd be like all the different movies you could rent and stuff, and different creators that I liked and shit. Even went as far as putting a Selva section, which some may say is fucking crazy, but I love Clown House and I love Jeepers Creepers, and that's all there is to it. Next, this is a poster for, this is a concert that I actually shot at. This was the guy, Robbie G. So this poster is from a bar that I filmed at, essentially, and I filmed all these acts right here. This guy, this A Sam guy, he knew how to fucking put on a performance, okay? He also brought like a gang of people. This is like a younger guy, right? And he brought like a whole gang of people, and he had them up on the stage, and it's some of the best footage that I've ever fucking shot. The only issue with that was I was using a Sony A3600. Sorry, I was just responding to a text. I was using Sony A6300, I believe, and it just ended up looking like shit. Like, it was really grainy, but other than that, it looked really fucking dope. This is put out by an artist he goes by the name of Putrid, I believe. So this is for a band. 30 Years of Staying Dead, Repulsion, sorry. Fuck's sakes. Really nice artwork. You know, not a fan that much of like heavy metal music. I can deal with some of it, but well, I can deal with the decent amount of it, but I like to be able to at least understand shit. I'm not into like the whole like pig squeal and that type of shit. Although I'm sure it's dope, some, but it's not for me. Next we got, this is an older Shock Stock poster. This is from the year, this is from 2018. It's only 2 years old. Kane Hodder, Perry Shen, Tony Moran, who was I think he was a Michael Myers or something like that. I'm totally blanking. Maurizio Garani, who's part of the band Goblin. Great guy. I've actually got a album of Goblin signed somewhere downstairs. Here's another one of Putrid's artwork. Got Fluffy. Love that one. For some reason, there's 4 Flies on Grey Velvet, the DVD cover. Here's a little drawing that I didn't want to get fucked up. Okay, here's a piece of trivia for you. If you've made it this far in the video, if you can, the first person to write what the Koopa Kai headhunters are from, I'll be very impressed. So, yeah, there's a classic, my style of art. Here's some more, a few more things. We only got a couple more things here. We got, hold on. It's kind of like hard to fucking decipher. bitch. Just like a bunch of random crap. This is older, you can tell. Because it's crappy. And this is just, I was probably in school when I made this because it's just like storyboards for some random shit. Yeah. Here's something really cool. This is an autograph poster of Tom Savini. Signed this on my birthday. My cousin got me this. I fucking love this poster. I just wish it was on Dawn of the Dead, for fuck's sakes. I love Day of the Dead, but Dawn of the Dead is like, I think, supreme. Okay, see, this is why you don't fucking tape your posters to the wall, because then when you stack them like that, you'll end up messing them up. Okay, so shout out once again to Versus the Dead, because there's the poster. That's going to be hung at the new place in a proper frame, because I really do love this movie, and I really do like the guys that put it out. So this is a cool one that has tape on it. Just get the tape off. Pain in the ass, man. And the thing is with this tape, if you can guess what kind of fucking tape I was using right here, I'll be impressed again. And if you guessed fucking electrical tape, you would have been right. So this is from this was the last 35mm screening at the Rainbow Cinema, put on by Vagrancy Films, and it was amazing. Got to see Chainsaw Massacre on 35 with my brother and my cousin, and they played Chainsaw 2 right behind that. But that's cool to some, but to be perfectly honest, I'm not the biggest fan of Chainsaw 2. This is a piece of art that was copied from an old like 50s, you know, golden age horror comic kind of thing, and my mom colored it. So this is an artist from London whose initials are Sewell. So that's cool. And I'll always keep that because my fucking mom colored it. Here we go. Here's some more shock stock shit. These ones are rolled. We got the year that I almost called him Billy Bob. Joe Bob Briggs came. Kelly Maroney, Felissa Rose. I actually got to film a lot of these people, and it was fucking awesome. Shout out to Shock Stock. Shout out to my buddy Kevin. This is by a film. This is a film. I have yet to see this, but it was directed by a guy that I've worked with a few times, Daniel Torres. Shout out to him. I actually was a DOP on a movie that he was in, and he was fucking awesome. He did his thing. And we're going to end it with, this is a podcast out of London, Ontario called Witch Finger Podcast. And it's like these three chicks that just talk horror. Got to film them at Shock Stock the same year as the Joe Bob Briggs thing. So that was cool. But yeah, I appreciate everybody for watching this insanely long video. And checking out the Facebook page, subscribing, leaving a comment, all that stuff. And with that being said, adios.